Are you looking to sell your house in the future, or maybe even tomorrow, but you don't know the effective ways to get your house sold? Well, I'm glad this video found you, because that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about in this video. But right before we jump into it, let me just tell you who I am. My name is Darryl Strickland. I am a real estate agent here in sunny Southern California. You see the transition lenses getting dark. I mean, sunny Southern California. Anyway, now, before we get into anything, do me a big favor. Like, comment, and subscribe soon as you find value in this video. Also, when you find value in this video, do me a big favor and pick one person, one of your friends or family members, just one person, and share this video to them. I'd really appreciate that. And let's just jump right into it. Let's get into it. Let me bring you the value. I am here at a new construction site, and the reason why I came here is because people don't really know, but new construction needs to sell more than anybody else, because they take out big loans to get these builds started and get these homes built. So what they do typically is they start off with model homes, and then the rest of the lot is dirt. So to get people in, they show these model homes, and after they show the model homes, they immediately get to selling the homes before they're built. That's why a lot of homes will be sold before they're even built, because they need to pay that loan back. So if you have to sell your house more than anybody else, chances are you're going to be using the best practices to get a home sold. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk through and give you effective tips to get your home ready to sell, so it does sell when you do put it on the market. So for all of my first-time home sellers out there, this is something you really want to pay attention to. Now, if you don't have an agent, I am here to help. But anyway, let's jump into it. Okay, so first things first, we want to check out that curb appeal. Look at that, the landscaping. That's the first thing that you see when you pull up to a house, to a home that's for sale. You put your home for sale, the first thing that they're gonna see is when they pull up and they see your landscaping. You want that to be nice and neat. Think about it as getting like a fresh haircut. And that's what we wanna do. We wanna call a gardener, call a landscaper, and have them come over and tidy up the lawn. Now, we have the lawn all nice and tidy. We also wanna make the porch, if you have a porch at your house, want to make sure that porch is nice and neat. Now let's go right into it. We're jumping into it. Oh, we're jumping in the deep end now. We are jumping in the deep end. Now, do me a favor. Right now in this video, just close your eyes and imagine walking into a house. If you closed your eyes and you walked into a house, what's the first thing that you're going to notice? Actually, you're going to notice two things at the same time. But imagine your eyes are closed and you walk into this house. The two things that you're gonna notice is the smell and the temperature. So this is a big tip. Tip number 2, you wanna make sure that the home is smelling fresh, especially if you have pets. If you have pets and there's some type of odor that may be in the house, you wanna do, so we have a thing that we call the 4 Ds. Deodorize, declutter, detach, and depersonalize. We'll get into all of those later, but the first one we're running into right now is deodorize. So the first thing when you come in the house is you're gonna smell what it smells like. And you don't want somebody to walk into your house and immediately wanna leave out because they can't stand the smell. So just a quick tip for that, some air freshener. You can bake some fresh cookies. People love the smell of baked cookies. They'll want to stay in longer. That's a little hint, haha. But let's see, what else? Oh, the feel. So if you don't have central air, turn on the ceiling fans. You want it to be nice and cool. You want, especially on a hot summer day, you want people to come in and feel comfortable. You want them to come in and feel comfortable. So now we have our eyes closed and we smell and we feel. We open our eyes now. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. We walked into the house. What are we seeing? I'm going to let you know what we see. We see a nice, tidy, and clean house. This is clean and tidy. It's nice. And as far as the decor in the house. So in your home, when you have your decor up, you want it to be generic. And when I say it, what I mean by generic is I want it to appeal to anyone, any and everyone. It doesn't have to be specific to anyone, but I want it to appeal to everyone. Like everyone can appreciate it. They don't have to specifically like it. Like let's check this wall art right here. Let's check this out. You don't have to like that, but you're not going to say, I wish it wasn't right there on the wall. You don't have a problem with this picture. You don't have a problem with one book strategically being placed on a table next to a bench. This is some more wall art right behind the door that you don't have a problem with. So as far as the art in the house, we don't want family photos up. Okay, we're going on to our second D. This is step number 3 and our second D, which is depersonalize. So we don't want our family photos up because when a potential buyer, not just someone, not just anyone, a potential buyer, because we're going to attract the right buyers to your home, not just any old buyer, the right buyers. So when this potential buyer comes into your home and they see nothing but your family photos and your family memorabilia hanging up on the walls and pictures everywhere, they're going to feel like they're walking into someone's house that's not going to be theirs. You don't want them to picture it being your house. You want them to picture themselves living in there. So that's what I mean by generic wall art and decor, generic decor. The same, you'll see this throughout the whole house. Now here's a big tip. You see that right there, that mirror? So everyone loves to see themselves. So if you want to hang something up on a wall, a mirror will never hurt. A mirror will never hurt. It's actually beneficial for you. Keep that in mind. How we live in our house and how we sell that same house are 2 completely different things. Now let's check out the furniture placement. Okay, here's the kitchen table. So for context, this is a very big area. This space in this living room and this dining area is very big. And it's a very big table. As you can see, they have 8 chairs at this table. But that's okay for this home because it's a lot of space. Now imagine you don't have that much space, but you have a big table like that. If you have a big table like that in smaller space, what it does is it makes your home look very small. So, for example, what you want to do is you want to make the space available for the eyes that are going to come in, the potential buyers. You want them to see that space and see what they can do with the space. So, a smaller table for a smaller room. Same thing with living room furniture, couches. Same exact thing. Smaller couch shows more space. Now remember, we are in new construction and they want people to fall in love with these homes. So look at the decor they have up. This is not specific to anyone, so it's generic, but it can appeal to anyone. You see that? Take note. Take note. Okay, now we talked about the furniture placement and utilizing the space well, right? Okay, so now we're going to introduce the 4th D, and that one is going to be declutter. And the best place to talk about this is the closet. So typically in our closets, we have all of our clothes and shoes and everything everywhere. But when it comes to decluttering, it's the same thing with the furniture placement and everything. We want to let them visualize utilizing the space themselves. So we want it nice, clean, and neat, and not as stuffy as we would have it for our living purposes, for our needs. Because remember, we're doing this for a potential buyer. So declutter, our 4th D. So let's go over the 4 Ds again. We have deodorize, detach, And detach meaning detach your feelings from the home. And we have depersonalize, taking our family photos and our family heirlooms away from being a decoration. We don't want the decor to be about our family. We want them to picture themselves in it. And then our fourth D was declutter. Same as we did with the furniture when we moved the furniture around to utilize the space as best as we could. And don't forget, if you have mirrors to put up, let the people picture themselves literally in the house. They can look in the mirror while they're in the house and see themselves in that house. Pro tip. Oh, one thing I did not mention, bathrooms. I see this often too many times when people want to sell their houses and they have their personal towels just hanging up. A purple towel, a red towel, like just their personal towels. And very important, you see those bottles over there? People usually leave their soap and shampoo all over the bathrooms and their toothbrushes and toothpaste. We don't want to do that. That's another pro tip. Now going into the rooms, we already established that we want to depersonalize and deodorize. But here's where we'll talk about the decor. Look at the bed. The bed is nice, neat, and it's made up. They made up the bed because people are going to come and see the house. Now, for my pet lovers, if you do have animals and they are in-house animals, what you want to do is you want to check the floors, the corners, because cat and dog hair, they shed their fur, and sometimes it's trapped in the corners on the floor. And while we're talking about the floor, you see these right here? These nice white baseboards. Now, most houses do have white baseboards, and nobody really pays attention to the baseboards and cleaning the baseboards, just living in the home. So that may be one thing you want to check out. Make sure your baseboards aren't dirty and scuffed, okay? Because how we live in a house and how we sell a house are two completely different things. Two entirely different things. So let me explain. How we live in a house. Let's just talk about me for example. I may like my cereal boxes on top of the refrigerator. On top of the refrigerator. I mean, it's just me. I might like that. But that's how I live in a house. Now, if you come over and I'm selling my house and you see all these cereal boxes up there, that's going to be in your mind. You're going to be like, oh, it's all nice. It's tacky. I don't know. You're going to look at that and it might turn you off. You might not be the type of person that lives with your cereal boxes on top of the refrigerator. Detach yourself from the home. That's another D, detach. So detach your feelings from the house. You lived in this house a number of years. You want to detach your feelings, detach yourself from the house, because we're going to sell it and somebody else is going to live there. Let them attach. This is what we want the potential buyer to do. Attach themselves to the house, because once they emotionally attach themselves to the house, that's when they're going to buy. And we want to make it an ideal situation for them to attach themselves from the house. And the way we do that is detaching ourselves from the house. So how we live in the house, cereal boxes on top of the refrigerator, laundry in the laundry basket in the laundry room, maybe a couple of cups on the counter, the dishes not necessarily organized. We want to flip that script. We want to make this the perfect house. I just thought about this. Here's another example of thinking about getting your home ready to sell. Think about the holidays. Say your house is the house that all of the family from all over comes to, right? They all come to your house for the holiday. Now say it's Christmas. Think about how you go through different motions to get the house Christmas ready. You know, you have your placemats, all Christmas decor. You have you rearrange your living room to put a Christmas tree in there. You put Christmas lights up. Now, take that same energy. The occasion is selling the house now. That's our holiday. We're going to sell the house. So we're getting the house ready to sell. We're getting it ready for a potential buyer to fall in love with the house. So we want it nice, neat, clean. We want it feeling good and smelling good, just for starters. Not to forget, we did talk about landscaping earlier. We were talking about the curb appeal in the front of the home when people pull up and they see the house for the first time. But a lot of people are more intrigued about backyards nowadays because all of the builders that have been building houses, they built a lot of houses with very minimal space in backyards. So people love backyards now. So if you do have space in your backyard, don't forget the landscaping in that backyard as well. Let's just see how they do it here. Look at this. Nice and neat, just like the front yard. Now, for those of us that are dog lovers, what we want to do if our dog is outside, we want to pick up those droppings. We want to have the floor nice, the ground nice and clean. We don't want pet droppings all over the backyard when people are coming to see the house. Because we want them to love it. We want them to love it. Even if they have a dog and they understand, it's still better for them to not see it like that. So with the tips here in this video and the 4 Ds, detach, declutter, depersonalize, and deodorize, I am confident that you'll be able to get your home sold. So listen all the way through the end so you can get all the tips. And, rewind it, play it again if you need to. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching.